Halloween is a modern festival of Celtic origin that mixes ancestral traditions and beliefs that, in many cases, go against biblical principles. For Christians, Halloween represents a dilemma of faith: to participate or to avoid it. Although the Bible does not directly mention this celebration, many texts offer guidance on how to approach what it represents. In the Old Testament, practices of divination and occultism were condemned by God. "There shall not be found among you anyone who practices divination, or a soothsayer, or an enchanter, or a sorcerer." Deuteronomy 18:10-12. God desired to protect his people from customs that could jeopardize their relationship with him, and that carried with them a background of idolatry and connection with dark spiritual entities. Halloween, historically known as Samhain among the Celts, was a festival where it was believed that spirits crossed into the world of the living. Christians fear that celebrating Halloween means an indirect participation in those ancient pagan beliefs. In the New Testament, the call to turn away from any manifestation of evil is repeated. For example, in 1 Thessalonians 5:22, it urges to abstain from every form of evil. Likewise, in Philippians 4:8, we are asked to focus our actions and thoughts on what is pure, lovely, of good report. These principles offer believers a solid foundation to consider whether Halloween can align with their spiritual values or not. For many, the decision to avoid Halloween is based on the desire to remain faithful to God and not fall into practices that, although superficial or harmless, could represent a link to occultism. Some Christians choose to celebrate October 31st in alternative ways, such as Reformation Day, which commemorates the events of the Protestant Reformation of 1517. This approach allows honoring the Word of God without engaging in practices that might go against its teachings. For those who wish to avoid the festivities, the Bible offers useful principles. In Romans 14:5-6, Paul teaches that each person should be fully convinced in their own mind about the practices they choose to follow, without judging others who may have different convictions. Jesus also teaches in John 17:14-15 that although Christians are in the world, they should not be like the world. And this helps maintain a distinctive identity even in cultural contexts. Halloween is neither a clear yes nor a clear no in the scriptures. Each Christian family can pray and seek discernment, looking for ways to honor God through their choices, whether by celebrating, adapting, or avoiding Halloween.